simple, doesn't it? So we're not going to change who we are, but we're going to try to reach out and communicate, reach out and try to connect with other people. We're able to do that. We're able to be a little more creative, take risks, see things from a new perspective, and bridge that gap. But it takes two things on our part. It takes us for it to change our thoughts and to change our actions. And changing our thoughts is not, thinking about, sometimes thinking about the things that we need to think about, but sometimes it's just thinking about some of those imponderables in life. That we need to calibrate our brain and think about some of those things that really might not have any answers. Like if 4 out of 5 people suffer from diarrhea, does that mean one person actually enjoys it? Or, I know that they have soy milk, but how do they milk the soy? Or just last night, we were having this conversation about the world's greatest inventions. It was me, Kay, and Steve, and we were talking about the world's greatest inventions. And Steve says, well, I think the world's greatest invention ever is the jet airplane. And we both kind of nod our heads, and we were agreeing, we can see that. He goes, well, let me tell you why. Places that used to take us months and months to get to, now just take us a matter of hours. And we shook our heads in confirmation. Casey's like, no. World's greatest invention ever is the computer. We're like, okay, well, why? She says, well, things used to take us hours and hours to compute, now just take us a matter of nanoseconds. We can get information whenever we need it. And I was like, man, that's great. Yeah, I can see that. I said, but I'm not negating the merit of you guys' inventions, but I think the world's greatest invention ever is the thermos. And they looked at me kind of crazy. They're like, what? I said, yeah, it's the thermos. Well, why, Chip? And I said, well, you put hot things in it, it keeps it hot. You put cold things in it, it keeps it cold. But how does it know? So when we start thinking about some of those crazy things like that, then we can start taking different actions. And then we can find ways to say yes. Say yes to other generations, say yes to other people, say yes to life. Now, for me, in taking those steps to do something a little bit different, to think things a little bit different, a few weeks ago, I was down in Daytona Beach, Florida. I was speaking for an organization down there, and I had the opportunity to go over to see my in-laws. So every time I go over to my in-laws, I make this great meal. The alcohol flows like a river from their Grey Goose bottle. And we start conversing. And then my brother-in-law came over. He came over and he started sharing this fantastic story about how just the week before he had gone skydiving. And again, like I said, the Grey Goose had been flowing. And I said, what we should do tomorrow? We should go do that. I want you to keep in mind is that I don't really like heights. It's not that I'm afraid of heights, I just don't like them. If I have the choice of being here on the ground or being up there, I'm okay right here. But the next day, this was my view from 14,000 feet. And this is the view from me falling from 14,000 feet. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that it helped me change my thoughts. Well, it helped me change on several different planes. It helped me change my thoughts on heights. The heights, are okay under controlled circumstances. It also helped me change my mind on being tethered to another man. But this is the closest I'd ever been to another man in my entire life. And you know what? If I could have been closer, I would have been. And third is that this is the first time in a long time I had to change my underwear twice in the same day. But anytime we change our thoughts, we can do something new, we calibrate our mind to do something different. And accept people who they are and be a little more flexible, be that willow. We don't have to jump out of a plane to do it. It can be simple. Just taking a different way to work, trying a new food. If you're a right-handed washer in the shower, switch to your left hand. You might spend the day being stinky, but you're doing something different. So be that willow, be firm and flexible.